Attention liver damage victims. If you are hospitalized for liver damage, this message is for you.
Tylenol and several other pain relievers have been linked to liver failure. If you were ever hospitalized for liver problems, call the Goldwater Law Firm right now.
I'm attorney Bob Goldwater. If this has happened to you or a loved one, call us right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation.
The makers of Tylenol and these other pain relievers may be to blame for your liver injuries. If you or someone you know has been hospitalized for a liver injury, call the Goldwater Law Firm right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation.
There are time deadlines to file a claim, so call us right now.
We are only representing victims who died or were hospitalized for a liver injury after taking Tylenol. If this has ever happened to you or a loved one, call the Goldwater Law Firm right now. Call 1-800-555-1212. That's 1-800-555-1212.
If you or a loved one have a Guidant or Medtronic pacemaker or defibrillator, or have suffered injury, heart attack, or cardiac death, you may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call toll-free 1-800-509-7150 for a free case review. Recent recalls and medical warnings report dangers and deaths from defective defibrillators and pacemakers manufactured by Guidant and Medtronic corporations. Pacemaker and defibrillator patients, be advised that Guidant and Medtronic corporations have recalled thousands of heart devices due to malfunctions reportedly causing serious injury and death. To learn about your rights and the recalls resulting from injury, heart attack, heart failure, or sudden cardiac death, or if you are unsure about the manufacturer of your defibrillator or pacemaker, call now for a free case review and recall information. 1-800-509-7150. Call now.
New research links use of fluoroquinolone antibiotics, including Levaquin and Cipro, to an increased risk of retinal detachment. Retinal detachment is a serious medical emergency which could lead to blindness, vision loss, and other serious vision problems. If you were prescribed the antibiotic medications Levaquin or Cipro and suffered retinal detachment, contact Loncar & Associates immediately. Legal deadlines could be rapidly approaching. Call Loncar & Associates at 1-800-285-4878.
If you used an ice-cold therapy machine, this message is for you.
If you or a loved one used an ice-cold therapy machine and were seriously injured, call the Goldwater Law Firm right now.
If you had ice therapy after your surgery and now have any of these injuries, call us right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation.
If you or a loved one used an ice-cold therapy machine after surgery and were injured,
call 1-800-858-3118. That's 1-800-858-3118.
If you have had bladder cancer after taking the drug Actos, you may have a claim for damages. The FDA has issued a safety alert about the drug Actos. Used to treat type 2 diabetes, Actos tablets contain an active ingredient which may cause bladder cancer. Contact us today for your free case evaluation. 1-866-981-4800. Gerard Gibbs. Your case evaluation is free. 1-866-981-4800.
The blood thinner Pradaxa may cause serious internal bleeding. The FDA is evaluating reports of serious bleeding events in patients taking Pradaxa. The manufacturer of Pradaxa linked at least 260 deaths to Pradaxa use since 2010. If you or a loved one took Pradaxa and suffered from gastrointestinal bleeding, cerebral hemorrhaging, or death, you may be eligible to receive compensation. Call 1-800-BAD-DRUG to discuss your rights with an attorney. Call now for a free consultation. 1-800-BAD-DRUG.
Attention Accutane users. Accutane has been withdrawn from the market. If you or a loved one has taken the drug Accutane and now suffer from inflammatory bowel disease, also known as IBD, or developed Crohn's disease or colitis, you may be entitled to compensation for the harm caused. If you or a loved one has taken Accutane and now suffer from IBD, inflammatory bowel disease, Crohn's disease, or colitis, call the Fox Law Firm at 1-866-FOX-FIRM. Call 1-866-FOX-FIRM right now.
If you have a Zimmer next-gen knee implant, please listen closely. Zimmer has recalled certain components of the next-gen knee implant due to a manufacturing defect. This Zimmer knee implant may fail, causing infections, bone loss, knee dislocation, and the need for revision surgery. If you or a loved one received a Zimmer Next-Gen knee implant, you may be entitled to money damages. Call Gary S. Logsden & Associates at 270-597-2134. Call 270-597-2134.
Listen. Cryo or cold therapy devices may cause severe permanent skin and nerve damage in some patients. Cold therapy devices are typically prescribed after surgical procedures to help reduce pain and swelling. However, some who have used these devices have suffered painful freezing injuries to the ankles, shoulders, knees, and other areas. If you or someone you love has suffered from nerve or skin damage after using a cryo or cold therapy device, call 1-800-444-5000.
Non-lawyer paid spokesperson. Attention diabetes patients. Have you taken the diabetes drug Actos or other drugs containing pioglitazone? The FDA warns that taking Actos may increase the risk of bladder cancer. Actos has also been linked to heart problems. Never stop taking medication before asking your doctor. If you or a loved one took any form of Actos and have suffered bladder cancer or heart problems, you may be entitled to money. Call 800-589-7153 for a free claim review.
Drinking water should not cause cancer. If you or a loved one were stationed at Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987 and developed cancer, call now. You may be entitled to significant compensation. Call attorney Morris Bard at 525-8000.
Attention hip implant patients. Zimmer suspended sales of its Durham cup socket used with some hip implants after complaints of a high failure rate. Symptoms of device failure include pain, discomfort, popping, or a loose feeling in the hip joint. Failure of the Zimmer implant may require additional surgery. If you or someone you know has or previously had a Zimmer hip implant, you may be entitled to compensation. For a free consultation, contact Peterson & Associates toll free at 877-DRUG-GIANT or go to druglawfirm.com.
The spokesperson is not a lawyer.
DePuy Orthopedics recall its metal-on-metal ASR total hip replacement. The recalled DePuy ASR hip has an estimated 12% failure rate. If you have any metal-on-metal hip implant, you may have a claim. If you have a DePuy ASR or any metal-on-metal hip implant, call 1-800-BAD-DRUG to discuss your rights. Call 1-800-BAD-DRUG now for a free confidential consultation. There are deadlines to file your claim. Call 1-800-BAD-DRUG.